Right, this one's for you, Deb, if you're there. Some of you have seen the organ before. My niece made me this set. You can buy them. Basically, they're supposed to be twigs of different trees. There's a set amount of trees. I have seen different size sets, but this is one of the basic sets of twigs, if you like. And they're used pretty much like the I Ching or runes, so that you pick one and it gives you a message on its own. It's good because it teaches you the meaning of the trees, and if you come into contact with something to do with that tree or herbal remedy or something like that with the bark, and you can see another meaning within that. So we're going to check them up. I'm going to pick one, and we just dig to the bottom because I don't like taking it from the top. Don't look at it until we've got it, and then we can put them up to the side. And we've got blackthorn. It's also known as strafe, maybe known as something else where you come from, but it's the blackthorn. The book I've got is, I don't know if you can see that, but there's many of them. From the branch, the Ogham for Spiritual Growth, Diane Quarry. So, let's see what it says about the blackthorn or the strafe. We have had the blackthorn before. Yep, 137. So the blackthorn, they go on cycles of the moon as well. So, but the colours are bright, brilliant white or yellow. The bird is the thrush, and the musical note of D. The planet is Uranus, the planet of rebellion. Strongest of red, increase in secrets and seeking clouds, so possibly red flags and secrets being kept. The alchemy, secrets, knowledge, occult mysteries, reversals of fortune, a change that is coming. Prepare for the unexpected, which fits in with this morning's read. So, the blackthorn, little thorny one, dark provider of the slow. The species is the Prunus spinosa. The family, Rosea or Rose family, Strafe, Saturn and Mars. So Saturn is the truth, Mars is the war. So we've got rebellion, truth and war. The blackthorn tree is esoterically known as the mother of the woods and the dark crone. Deities associated with the strafe are Scathach, warrior goddess of winter and punishment, so not unlike Demeter. Strafe's colour is bright, and the animals are wolf, which is Capricorn, dog, the year of the dog, the cat, which is Leo, or this year of the tiger, and the toad. Strafe is coupled with the moon month of Negtal, October the 28th through November the 24th. Well done, Spirit. Making it the organ of Samhain and the Feast of the Dead. So the Day of the Dead, October the 31st, Halloween, etc., which we are coming into. Well done, Spirit. The blackthorn is a shrub that produces suckers, which can make a single plant an impenetrable thorny thicket. The thorn of this shrub provides a valuable defence in hedging. The blackthorn is generally considered to be an expression of force detrimental to humankind, for its name means punishment and strife. It is the plant of slumber and death, and the symbol of both punishment and protection. representing the struggle of new life arising from the breakdown of the old, which is what we've been talking about, isn't it? It is protected by spiritual beings called lunatici, so lunatics. The black thorn is known as the black rod. Black rod is, some of you will know, the person that opens Parliament for us in the UK, or blasting rod of the malevolent mage or witch. They would carry staves of this wood as a walking stick, a club, or a weapon. These staves were renowned for their great magical power, so in effect a wand. And in today's read, they told us about our words and spells. It was also the magical weapon used to wound puppets and effigies of one's enemies, so to make your voodoo dolls. Blackthorn is used in the making of magical rods, cudgels, shillelaghs, walking sticks, and all things used to ward off evil or danger. Blackthorn is a sign of external control, that is, a control exerted from the outside on either a person or an object. This is usually an unwanted sort of control, but not always. Besides this ability or power is often the operative principle in magic. The key then becomes learning how to make use of that force without being used by it. So when you use that force in magic against others, sometimes it can be used to come back on you. Be careful. Carries the connotation of another sort of control pertaining to attacks, struggles, and conflict. When used in divination, strafe may mean that there are forces at work which are compelling and controlling you from beyond your present level of understanding. These may be hidden forces from deep within or from without. They're probably not beneficial. However, they are presently being manifested in your life, and you may be under control of forces beyond your grasp. You may be suffering from attacks or struggling against outside influences, difficult conditions, conflict, and resentment. It may seem that the negative aspects of destiny are controlling you. There is a need for you to control these forces and use them to your advantage. You may be able to turn the very power of destruction against themselves. It may be time to use magical and mental or psychological means to deal with a problem, because somebody is having psychological warfare with you. With Blackthorn, there is a necessity of turning what might be initially negative experiences into positive ones through control, knowledge and understanding, so being in control of your emotions, especially in your temper. The key is to be found in not striving against the experience, but in controlling and directing the energy produced to positive ends. Here can be the beginning of true spiritual understanding. The solution to problems bound up with strafe may be to pay it away, or even to try to indulge them. Be sure you are learning from your mistakes and not holding on to an attitude that makes matters worse. The blackthorn is often called the witch's tree and thought of as unlucky. It was supposed to reveal the goddess in her cruel and ugly aspect. It is sacred to Eris, goddess of strife. It is associated with the planet Venus. It is the tree of fidelity. Because it is wild, it represents independence. It also has been known to be used in negative magic, the thorns being used much as pins pushed into puppets or waxen images. Some English witches carried the blackthorn, the black rod, as a walking stick, and it was even burned with a witch as a chief instrument of her sorcery. It was thought to cause miscarriages. So miscarriages may become more apparent, and I know I've heard of a lot more. Blackthorn is depicted as in many fairy tales through Europe as the tree of ill omen. Called strafe in the Ogham, this tree has the most sinister reputation, and we did see the word sinister in the read. Reputation in Celtic tree lore. The English word strife is said to derive from the Celtic word. A long, hard winter is referred to as a blackthorn winter. To witches, it often represents the dark side of the craft. It is sacred tree to the dark, or crone aspect of the triple goddess, and represents the waning and dark moons. Blackthorn is known as the increaser and keeper of dark secrets. This tree is linked with warfare, wounding and death, associated with Scottish Gaelic and crone of death, and the Irish Morrigan. In Scotland, winter begins when the Gaelic, or the goddess of winter, strikes the ground with her blackthorn staff. Blackthorn can be used in spells of protection as well. In Irish tales, heroes were aided by the blackthorn tree. If they threw a twig of blackthorn after them, it would take root and form an impenetrable hedge or wood, thwarting the pursuant giant. In England, witches would carve the Norse rune of thorn on the blackthorn stave for protection. Often in fairy tales such as Sleeping Beauty, the blackthorn forms the thick, impenetrable thorn bramble that hides the magic castle from intruders and princes alike. In order to prove worthy, the prince must cut through the thorn to rescue the princess. When a blackthorn grows near its sister plant, hawthorn, the sight is especially magical. Blackthorn, often topped with maypole, entwined with hawthorn. At the New Year's celebration, made blackthorn crowns, which they burned in the New Year's fire. The ashes were used to fertilise the fields, and blackthorn was sometimes woven into wreaths with mistletoe to bring luck to the coming year, and the garlands used to wassail the apple tree. Blackthorn can also herald the presence of the darker deities in life, such as Irish Morrigan and Dagda. Again, this is a sign of spiritual strength and support that is available to you if you pick up the gauntlet. Meditating under a blackthorn bush during the Samhain season can put you in touch with powerful underworld deities such as Morrigan, so wear protective amulet with the blackthorn ogham, slowberries or blackburn wand. Blackthorn is the tree which helps us face the necessity of our own death. In many magical practices, we are encouraged to face death in order to abate our fear of it. Initiations are often re-enchanted of our own death and rebirth. On the negative side, blackthorn can indicate a persistently negative, resentful attitude that draws negative experiences to you. Blackthorn can indicate a persistent and morbid fear of death. How you frame your life is how your life plays out. Blackthorn can be seen as a reminder not to frame your life in negative scenes, but to reinterpret them in a more positive way, to draw a more positive experience. What's all this merriment and cheer? Is it not winter that you fear? I am the old veiled one of the wood, and my appearance shall do you no good. My realm is cold and dead and dark. The ground is barren and the tree is stark. My fierce white hands, with eyes of red, howl through the night, a paean of the dead. I strike my blackthorn upon the ground. Now nothing green or living shall be found. I am the Gaelic Beer, and now in my reign I shall not leave you till next Beltane. Blackthorn is a twisting hardwood tree of shrubs and thorny black branches. The blackthorn tree is actually more like a large shrub with dark twisted branches which can grow to 12 feet high in height. Traditionally, it is said that the blackthorn never exceeds 13 feet. It blossoms with small white flowers that usually appear before the purplish leaves. The bluish-black fruit has a sour and large stone. Blackthorn is related to the cultivated plum. It grows wild in the Western Europe on shrubs and woodland. Harvest the flowers, bark, leaves and fruits in May and September. Blackthorn is a deciduous tree. Its leaves turn yellow in autumn and fall off in winter, leaving a stark, twisted black skeleton. Found throughout the British Isles, blackthorn dwells on the edge of a woodland, forming thickets and hedgerows, often with hawthorn and elder. The bark is rough and scaly and bright orange, and just under the dark grey surface. The thickest are dark, dense and thorny, the branches and twigs twisting and branching out in all directions. The sapwood is yellow, and the heartwood is brown. The tree bears wicked, long, sharp thorns, which if pricked can cause problems. The tree blooms small musk-scented delicate white flowers with oval petals clustered into star shapes in early spring. The blossom, which are thin and rounded with toothed edge, appear before the leaves in early March and bloom for several months. They are usually white but occasionally pink, with red-tipped stamen. The leaves are small dark green ovals which turn yellow before they fall off in winter. The berries are small, blue-black and sometimes deep purplish, round and globular, and come in the summer until fall, ripening and sweetening after the first frost. The sloe berry juice can be used for ink or strong red dye and alcoholic drink. Sloe gin is made from this small dark blue berry, which is used both medicinally and magically. Sloe berries are very bitter tonics. Medicinally, they can be used as an astringent, a laxative, to reduce fever, to purify the system, stimulate metabolism, clean the blood, as a diuretic. They help with indigestion, eczema, herpes, allergies, colds, catarrh, neurosis, weak hearts, kidney stones, skin, bladder and prostate problems. So if you're suffering any of them, that's what you need. Blackthorn helps absorption of energies necessary for life, stabilizes emotions, brings hope and joy. The leaves can be boiled into decoctions that, once cooled, is an excellent mouthwash or gargle for those suffering from tonsillitis or laryngitis. It can also be used as a soothing eye bath. A tea made from the powdered bark can be a calming effect on the nerves. They can be prepared as a juice, a syrup, a jelly, jam, wine, or sloe gin beverage. They are excellent when combined with apples in a jam. Scathach's prayer. I call to you, my brothers and sisters, I call to you. Fellow sons and daughters, I call to you. All ye children of the turner of the wheel, I call to you. As a fellow child, to do battle by my side, to aid me in the conquest of my foe. Draw close to me now, brothers and sisters of death herself. Let my blade be as your blade, let my blood be as your blood, my heart be as your heart, my mind be as your mind. Together we shall defeat our foes, working as one, we shall vanquish all enemies, united in heart, mind, body and soul. All our foes will be destroyed before us. Well, they will. So may it be. Should silence rather than anger be needed, we must blend with the shadows. We must become as the shadows. We shall move like Scathach herself, silent, swift, sure and unerring. From the shadows we will strike, with the speed of death. None shall expect us when we come for them. None shall live when we find them. For we are the children of death herself. Should anger be the greater part, however, we shall strike with all the fury in our hearts. Dougal's forging, Elian's casting, Gwydian's treachery. These have never been forgiven or forgotten by us. Should they or any other attempt to stop us, they shall meet the fury of our blades. Empowered by Scathach's great speed, the speed of death, we shall destroy all who attempt to defeat us, and none shall survive our wrath. It is only in the greatest of times, the harshest and toughest of times, that we shall call upon the wrath of Scathach herself. All who see this great wrath will cower before her. No smith, sorcerer or ruler will stop us. They will die all the swifter before her. The dragons will come to us, so those born in the year of the dragon, to give us his power and aid us in battle. None shall stop the blood of our foes from feeding the land. So our enemies are their enemies. Scathach, the warrior woman, now identified as divinity, is the Gaelic goddess of the dead, of all those slain in battle, and provides the deceased safe passage to Tir na Og. Once mortal, she was touched by the Tuatha de Danann in a way usually only seen in the Sade. She is similar to the Valkyrie of the Norse. She searches the battlefields for the souls of the slain and guides them along the Mrama na Anam, or death journey, to Tir na Og, the land of eternal youth and beauty. Skathic also guides those who get lost in the Imrama. The reason so many vision seekers get lost on the Imrama is that Skathic does not guide the living. It is only the duty of Skathic to drop those who acted poorly in life on one of the mystical islands on the other world, where they pay their debts and learn their folly. Not many living mortals ever make it to Tir Nanog successfully. She is a fearsome expert in the arts of war. It is to her that Chu Shalan, the greatest of Irish warriors, came in his youth to learn his craft. The teaching took place in Alba. It was from Skathach that Cú Chulainn, I'm probably not pronouncing them right, received his formidable barbed spear, or sword of some version, whose thrust was invariably fatal. Skathach was also a potent magician. She had the gift of prophecy, and she foretold Sue Charlene's fate during the course of Queen Madba's onslaught against Ulster. So Ireland is important. The Celts of all kinds. But we have not got to fear, because spirit are fighting with us on the other side. And there unfortunately is many more souls there now than there should be. And there are angry souls because they were robbed of life by others. And they will seek and will gain justice for their passing. So, very interesting, don't you think? The Blackthorn. Hope you enjoyed that, Deb. Speak soon. Bye.